evening, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Your Money Matters Financial Empowerment Show. I am your host, Letha Thornton, and this week we are doing our monthly Entrepreneur Spotlight. It is a special one because it's a Juneteenth edition, as we know the holiday that we celebrate is on Monday. But since the show is not till next Tuesday, we decided that we would do the Juneteenth edition today. We ask you to tune in so that we can help you to move the culture forward. And entrepreneurship is a really, really big part of money and finance, starting a business and things of that nature. But then we decided also that we would have a wealth conversation right after Juneteenth, a guide to building wealth, right? We know that we're 250 years behind some other groups when it comes to our finances and building wealth and things along that nature. So we wanted to have a wealth conversation, but also highlight entrepreneurs. And this week we have all local entrepreneurs. We know that the show is the radio station is based in Chester, but we wanted you to be able to connect with these entrepreneurs. A lot of the times we have people from all over, but this is a local edition where you can support, and even some of these folks visit their brick and mortar. So I am excited to have everybody on today. And the first person that I'm going to be bringing up is I find a lot of people on social media with networking and building my own personal business. And I try to find people that have unique businesses, right? So I came across this young lady who has a pop up phlebotomy business, right? So I just had to have her on the show, the owner and the operator of um, Sticking, well, how do I say this? Because it's all one word. Stick and Go Phlebotomy, right? So we have Miss Dulcita Odoms on. Are you with us this evening?
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Great, great, great. I want to thank you for getting on. I know you literally just finished teaching class. So
Yes,
for you to be able to tune in and join us today and share your business, I am humbled and appreciative of you being here.
thank
So
you.
absolutely. So Dulcita, tell me about this stick and go phlebotomy business that you have. How did you get started? Just tell us.
Oh wow, 23 years ago, my partner and I, Angela Jones, we both actually worked together. We started as certified medical assistants, certified phlebotomists. And we worked everywhere. We did mobile phlebotomy, inpatient, outpatient. We've done everything you can name, everything you can imagine. Worked in hospitals. Also, we done drug addicts and stuff like that. In Philadelphia, Montgomery County, Bucks County. So we've been all over. So what we decided to do in August of 2022 is start our own business. So we decided to open up. We came up with the name Stick and Go Phlebotomy. So we decided to open that up, and it actually didn't take long at all. We thought it was going to take longer, but it was really, really a blessing. It took us our first class. Well, I was in August. We
Hello.
started this back in
There you go.
July, and we actually started in August, like the end of August. So we were up and going around that time. We started off with about 6 students. Um, they got certified through NHA, which is the National Healthcare Association. We trained them to do phlebotomy. At that time, we hadn't started medical assistant yet. We just started medical assistant. Now it's been about 2 months that we've been doing medical assistant. It was straight phlebotomy. we decided to incorporate medical assistant as well. And so what we do is we're a technical school, so we offer a 5 to 6 week program. Again, phlebotomy medical assistant is a little longer. It takes about 10 weeks because it's more in detail. They have to learn different things. With the phlebotomy, you just learning the veins, and with the medical assistant, you're learning everything else, EKGs and doing injections and stuff like that. It is accelerated, so you really have to work hard to get in this program. You have to work hard, you have to read, you have to do your work, because again, it's 5 or 6 weeks of your life, and then you go take your certification. Once the girls are certified, what we do is we help them find job placements. All of our girls, since we've been doing this since August. Mostly all of them have jobs already. So we have students that have jobs at Temple. We have students that have jobs at University of Pennsylvania, CSL Plasma, Jefferson Hospital, and a lot of other facilities like LabCorp, Quest. So they're actually taking the skills that we've taught them, and they're moving on. They're moving on into that field, into the healthcare field.
That's amazing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am fascinated. First and foremost, I don't like to even get my blood drawn. But the fact I kind of watched, I think one of your videos where you all were instructing people on how to draw blood and things like that. So
Yes,
it is a full service,
absolutely.
very well thought out and planned business.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought the concept was so neat. And it
Mm-hmm.
didn't take long to start. How did you
Mm-mm.
begin to reach out, or how did you begin to partner, or with job placement and things like that? How did you build up that client base where you could help them with job placement?
Well, we knew some people in the field because because we worked in the field for so long. We have co-workers, supervisors that we know, managers from Abington Hospital, LabCorp, and services like that, places like that. And we actually reached out to them, and they all have been helping. And then with the social media, putting everything on Instagram, we have been getting, a lot of clientele through Instagram. That's how most of the time you do it now anyway. Promoting your business is all through the social media. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? So we actually, my sister who owns her own business, she helped us out because she knows a lot of doctors. She does healthcare, and so she knows a lot of doctors. So she told us about some of them, and we reached out to them and just reached out to certain people that were able to help us start this business. As far as the clientele, the people that we have gotten in the beginning, they were family members, nieces, people like that. We didn't have any men yet, but they were like people that we reached out to, like maybe a girlfriend had a daughter that was interesting, and then was interested, and then what happened from there on, word of mouth. You know what I mean?
that's great.
We just got around, and then we've been blessed. We've had a class ever since August. We started in August, and we've had classes every 5 to 6 weeks, and it is now June 2023. So we've been blessed. We have.
What a
So,
blessing. That is a blessing.
hmm
Can I ask you, did the pandemic play a part in you starting your own business?
yes, absolutely. Because at that time, I was working um, on the road in mobile phlebotomy, and it was horrible. It was the worst experience of my life, actually. Just seeing these people actually die in front of my face, and it was real. So
Mhm.
people that were saying it wasn't real, that's not true. This was real. I was in nursing homes, and if you remember, it hit the nursing homes the worst back then. And
Yeah.
so I was going to nursing homes every day and drawing people with full blown COVID every day. Crying every day. I mean, it was just a lot of death around me, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to retire. I was, I'm going to retire and do something else. So, again, I was talking to my partner and we talked about it and we came up with this idea: stick and go, teach people how to draw blood and do medical assistant. And we've been successful thus far.
Wow, that is amazing.
Hmm.
I'm so, like I said, I was so intrigued and I was like, I gotta get them on the show.
Thank you
Because
so much.
absolutely. As a black owned business and stepping out, the expectations are high. And, when you're building things and you're starting out, to see you be able to do that and you guys have been successful. I asked you about the COVID situation just because I know that this whole great resignation where 400 million people left their job and didn't go back
Hmm.
has played a really big part in
Hmm.
entrepreneurship, and people realize that they could start a business and just different
Hmm.
things. So where do you see, I know you said you all have the CNA course that you have going on.
MA, the medical
I'm sorry,
assistant. MA.
MA. I always get them
Hmm.
confused.
That's
So
okay.
the MA course, where do you see this stick and go phlebotomy going next 5 years? What do you want?
Well, what we want, we actually talked about this, and we want to see Stick and go to a mobile phlebotomy company. Um, we also want to start doing drug screens at Stick and Go, because what we like to do is train our students how to draw blood, and then hire them to work for us as a mobile phlebotomist. So we want to open up a mobile phlebotomy company eventually down the line. That's what we like to do.
That's
Hmm.
coming. The way, at the
Hmm.
rapid pace that you all are moving,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
coming. So I
Yes.
definitely want to stay in touch, because I
Thank
I'm
you.
I want to support your journey and your mission. I just think it's such an important business.
Hmm.
So we'll bring you back in a few minutes, because
Okay.
as a newer entrepreneur,
Thank you.
I'm sure there's some things that you've experienced, hurdles and things like that, but we want
Hmm.
everyone to understand why it's worth it to build a business. So we will be bringing
Absolutely.
you back in
Okay.
just a few minutes after we
Okay.
speak to our other guests.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear.
Hmm.
So our next person that we're going to bring up, and this is no stranger by any word. This is not a social media find. This is family. And when I say family, this is family. This individual has taught me a ton. She probably doesn't know it. She taught me how to braid. She taught me how to do so many things. Why I didn't think of her sooner to have her on the entrepreneur spotlight, because this is our third, I believe it's our third month doing this. Why I didn't think of her sooner, um, who knows? But I definitely wanted to showcase and highlight her business in a world of ordering online, in a world of everything is fast. You're buying clothes, nothing is really made or tailored. I have watched this young lady explode. She is a seamstress. She is a baker. She could do upholstery. She could do some of anything, with her unique designs and her passion for fashion. I'm going to bring up Miss Leslie Thompson Brooks so that she can share with us about her business. Leslie, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey
Hello.
girl. Hey
Hello.
girl. Hey. I see you rocking
Hey, girl.
your design.
Yes, I'm in the middle of doing Juneteenth t-shirts. Um, I heard you, Letha. And why didn't you have me on sooner? I just want to say it just wasn't my time. Now is my time.
It
And
is
I
your
I
time.
hear the call and I'm going. I'm going. So first of all, thank
Absolutely.
you for thinking of me. I don't take that for granted at all. Thank you for thinking of me, and pushing me, pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. I see God pushing me, and I'm no longer saying no, I'm saying yes. So this was a test for me this week. Didn't know it was gonna come this soon, but I accepted the test, and I appreciate you for allowing me to have this platform.
Just
Hello, world. My
understand.
name is Leslie Thompson Brooks. I am the owner and operator of Exquisite Designs. We do custom clothing, like Letha said. We do reupholstering. You name it, anything out of the box, anything exquisite. That's what we do. Our name is Exquisite Designs. If you can think it, we can get it together for you.
Absolutely. I know you just finished up prom season.
Yes.
And I know you're glad it's over.
Yes, but I miss it already. I miss the all-nighters. I just miss it. So
Absolutely.
next.
So tell us how Exquisite Designs came to be.
Okay, so Exquisite Design started over 35 years ago. Me being, I didn't know it was plus size, young girl trying to find things on the rack, couldn't find anything on the rack. Um, and just like in different things, I've always liked different things. So I decided to get a pattern. My mother took me to the mill store in Sharon Hill and bought me a pattern, bought me some fabric, and said, "This is what you want to do? Just go for it." And I absolutely loved it. I loved it in high school. I still love it. Every day is something different, something new. Just I find it amazing just to have just a piece of fabric that lay flat, and then a couple weeks later you see it walking down a runway, or you just see everything come to fruition. And that's how I got started. Just I hated going places dressed up, and then you walk in a room and you see somebody else with what you have on. That's not me.
No,
Not
it's
me at
not.
all. So that's
Not
how.
fun. Absolutely. I've watched you over the years. I have watched you create not just clothing. I have watched you put together masterpieces when it comes to displays, whether it's a dessert display. You're like multi-talented.
I'll try
Not
it. I'll give it a try.
tell us about some of the other things that you've done, because it's
Oh,
not just fashion.
not just fashion. I love to bake. I love pretty baking, like decorating a cake and letting it sit there for a minute, not just devouring it. I do a reupholstering, monogramming, embroidering, t-shirts. We're doing the t-shirts with the vinyl and everything now. We bling out shoes. Like you said, I try it. Give me your vision and we'll get it together. It won't go out. It'll be exquisite for sure.
Absolutely. One of the things I've always loved the most is your speed, right? You're super speedy. Leslie can make you a dress in 2 hours, and it fits. You know, that's the key. She can make you a dress that actually fits. If it's something going wrong, I remember like one week I gained weight and I was bloated, and the next week I went back, stuff wasn't right. Then I think I lost the weight the next week, and she was able to she was
We get it
able to just
together.
get it together. She took it off and she
Right.
went to another room for a second. She came back like, try it now, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is amazing, right?
The stuff
So
behind the scenes, right?
the stuff behind the scenes, but it's just so, like you said, in a world where duplication and copying, and not that that's a bad thing, but you do hate to see you walk in a room kind of thinking you're doing a daggone thing, and you walk in and somebody's got on your, what you have
Yes.
on. That's happened to me
Mhm.
too many times. So
Mhm.
I don't know if people really value and appreciate the local business and having a seamstress that will tailor a look to you, right?
Right.
To your size, to your skin tone. She will tell you that ain't, don't do that.
Undergarments. Now come back with prom season. Come back with something else. Go find something. This is not it.
Don't do
And
that,
I won't
right?
let it leave. No, you got to come back with something else, sis.
And that, like I said, that personal touch, I feel like has kind of dissipated in a lot of ways, because people will order stuff online and
Ugh.
things like that. Tell us your vision. What do you see for Exquisite Designs?
Exquisite designs I see in Paris. I see in Fashion Week in New York. Um, as soon as I get trained in teaching, I'm looking to teach summer classes, so that I can get the next generation going with that, and just clothing line, bacon line. I'm starting a new popcorn line. I'm just I'm
Forgot
starting
the
hair care
popcorn.
product. So now I'm into hair care. So I'm doing a hair care product right now. They just came back. I shipped those out, had it tested, and they just came back in. So Exquisite Designs will be around for my granddaughters.
Right.
So
I forgot the popcorn.
yeah,
Miss
yeah,
Peach's popcorn.
yeah.
Is
Peaches popcorn
popping.
will be in a store soon.
I love it. Do me
Yeah.
a favor, because I definitely want people to reach out to you for Juneteenth apparel. Are you able to kind of show us what you got in the background
Oh,
there?
yes, I can. So right now I have some things over on the other side, but right now I have the Juneteenth t-shirts. I have some that say free-ish on them. Where am I? I'm looking for the camera.
You
Free-ish.
right, you got it.
And then I also have, these are bags. So like little tote bags, Black Queen. And they're on my site on Exquisite Designs. They're on Instagram. This is the logo, but you can get it. You can get any color. Like right now, I'm wearing the pink one. You can
Mm-hmm.
get any color. Sororities, whatever you like. We custom. You want black up top, white on the bottom? We got it. You want half and half? We got you. But they're on Instagram.
Man, I didn't see you do some things, so I definitely go on exquisitedesigns.net, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And go check her out because she
Yes.
has so many different things. You gotta put all that other stuff. You gotta find a way to work all of that stuff in
Try to get it
with
all
the
in.
with the I know with the baking. I'm looking at the Kente collection behind
Yeah, this is
us.
I'm working. This is for a family that I'm working on. So it's just a t-shirt and just scrap fabric. So this is the boys' t-shirt. This is the mom's. See if I could drop this down a little bit. This is the mom's shirt and
Oh, she
belt.
got her off the shoulder.
Yeah, she could wear it on the shoulder or she could wear it off the shoulder. And then this is,
Absolutely.
let me get the little girls. This is the little daughter's skirt and top.
Nice.
And I just did that with the scrap fabric.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Scrap fabric.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I know you told them about the website, but
Mm-hmm.
if they're on social media, give us your social media handles.
Okay. For Instagram, it's X at Exquisite Designs. That's XQUIZITDZIGNS. That's on Instagram, and Facebook. It's just Exquisite Designs. XQUIZIT, capital DZIGNS.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
I have to speak to what we discussed as far as just being ready and saying yes. You have no idea where your journey
Exactly.
will take you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your willingness. I appreciate you. I know you're a behind the scenes type of gal, and
I
you
am.
didn't want to be
I'm
in
coming
the
out. I'm coming out because,
yes.
like Delcita said, is social media, is right here at our fingertips, but we have to learn how to network for ourselves. And we have to sell ourselves. And I've never been one to me, it was like bragging, well, I can do this, I can do that. But now it's my business. And if I want to be secure and go further in my business and get back into a brick and mortar, I came out of the brick and mortar in 2019, right when the pandemic started. And
Mm-hmm.
that was confirmation again. And I've just been doing it out of my home. And you said with the pandemic, prom season had just totally stopped.
Oh
So
no.
me not wanting to copy what everybody else was doing, I got into the mass, and the mass superseded prom total overall. So, social media, networking, so that I can get back into my brick and mortar. Um,
I
that's
love
it.
it. I love it. Well, we can't wait to see where your journey takes you. I know that God has got his hand all over your
Yes, he does.
business, and I'm super, super excited to continue to watch you grow. And I'll bring you back in a couple of minutes to talk
Okay.
about the ups and downs.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring up the next individual. Hopefully, he's gotten a chance to get on. He actually runs a store, and so he had to we had to wait till he closed the store, and I'm not sure if Job is on. Job, are you here? Okay. So we will fill in until he is able to get on. I will take a moment and just each entrepreneur spotlight. I don't necessarily plug myself, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about my business and how this whole Your Money Matters Empowerment Show came to be. So I've been licensed in financial coaching for quite some time, and I have a mission to really empower people to take a financial journey that they can be proud of, right? In a world where people are working till they die, in a world where GoFundMe is able to become a household name because we don't properly plan for premature passing, just different things. And I wanted to impact people. And I got some licenses behind my name so that I could start to talk to people about putting their own financial picture together while I was putting my own together, right? So learning about my own personal finances and how to grow money and how to do certain things inspired me to really use social media as a tool to grow my business as well, and to reach out to people and just spread the message of financial empowerment. What is needed to build a strong financial house? What are the things that your goals and dreams that maybe you didn't have the money to get done? How can we get those things done? Entrepreneurship is big, so I'm always looking for people who want to maybe obtain these licenses as well and impact people. Let's think about it. We got doctors in our family, we got lawyers, we have police officers, we got nurses, we have seamstress, we have all different kinds of folks in our family. How many of us have a financial professional in our families that can tell us to zig instead of zag, right? Don't go this way, go this way. Or, I tried this was a better option for me. So I've just been very, very passionate about empowering people to take control of their finances. It about in 2017, I believe it was 2017 or 2019, not quite sure. I did a 4-week show on cmpradio.net, and I had different guests come in as well and talk about the financial services industry. We had a life insurance show, we had an investment show, we had just different things that were talking about building a strong financial house. Some years went by after my 4-week segment. Some years went by, and then I was approached by the good folks at cmpradio.net, who said to me, "Hey, listen, we see that you have consistently been talking and spreading a message to, create financial independence and financial literacy, financial education, whatever it is that you would like to say. And, we would love for you to speak to our audience every single week to empower." And that is what we have been doing. We don't just talk about one subject. We have talked about the life insurance, the investments, getting out of debt. We've talked about cryptocurrency. We've talked about building your own LLC. We have talked about using real estate to create passive income and generational wealth. All things money and finance. We have talked about to keep up with the mission of moving the culture forward to financial independence, and it has been an absolute journey for me and for everyone that has become a part. So I cannot thank the good folks at CMP Radio enough for trusting me to put together meaningful content for the audience that we serve. So what we're going to do, because I don't know what's what will be going on with my guest. Hopefully, he could join us soon. But I'm gonna bring the two ladies back. I'm gonna bring Leslie and Delcinda back to kind of share a little bit about their the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, or why it's so worth it. So Delcida and Leslie, if you can come back on, let's chat for a minute.
I don't think she could see me. I can't hear her though.
We
I
hear
can hear
you.
you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear her.
Uh-oh. All right. So hopefully,
I may have to
uh-oh.
leave the meeting. I
Hopefully.
can't hear her.
Oh. All right. Is there a way to maybe mute
She's still
her,
talking.
Leslie, perhaps? Um, if you can mute her, I can't mute her until she can
Everyone
pull it
can
together.
see and hear you.
We can. All right. So while she's reconfiguring here, I will talk with you, Leslie, for a few minutes. And I know that you've been in business for a minute. Um, talk about the give us one exciting time in your journey where you knew that Exquisite Designs was taking off.
Mm. So many exciting times. Every time I create, it's just confirmation to me to see. Um, so to see off the, I call them not cookie cutter bodies walking around, to come to a shop and say, I want this, I want this, I want that, and I want it to hug me. I want it to look like it was painted on me. It's just, they're all
Mhm.
exciting times to see the person come out of the fitting room with a smile on their face. It's just exciting every single time. Every single time we can sit at the desk. And what I do is I write out contracts. What do you want? Do you want off the shoulder? Do you want, send me three of your main? Because they send me like 30, 40 pictures. Just send me
Mhm.
three and let me know what you like about each one. You're getting it custom made, so you can get it however you want it. And it just, so they're all just, it's confirmation to me that I am doing exactly. I tried to go out and get a 9 to 5. It just did not work out. It did not work out at all, because God, that's not where God wanted me to be. So it's just, they're all exciting just to see a person open the fitting room smiling. It just, it's confirmation for me.
Okay. Well, knowing you and your modesty, you put together. I gotta pull it out of you, and
I'll
I'm okay.
still not, because
I'm
that's
okay
not.
with that. I'm totally okay. Y'all can probably tell that this is family. If I gotta pull it out of you, I'll pull it out of you. I watched you. I watched you put together whole fashion shows, and things like that. She's modest. She's like, oh, when they walk out of
Yeah,
the dressing
it
room,
is.
and
That is exciting for me.
I
That
know, but talk about these fashion shows and talk about that moment where you had a room full of people that came out to see your work.
yeah. Yeah, I have. I pulled off fashion shows in 2, 3 weeks tops. And you're right. I have people that support me, people that even uplift me even when they don't know they're doing that. Sometimes I am like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then it's people just pushing me like, oh, you got this. Like, can you do me, can you make me a dress next week? No, I can't do it. Oh, you got this, and I want 5,000 beads and this. You got it, you can handle it. I'm like, I can't do it. And then I get it done. So they're like, see, I don't know what your problem is. But yeah, fashion shows, pulling off outfits, like you said, 2 days, a week, top. Do you know our last experiment experience was less than a week? We were waiting on fabric to
Absolutely.
come in like two
Right.
days before.
Right. I
So
watched her put my mother's dress together and my sister's dress together
yes,
in
in a
like
week.
2 days. So and they look exquisite. So
Yes.
for a whole wedding. So I watched that get done. Talk about some of the for aspiring entrepreneurs who, may be in a period where, it's a lot of ups and downs. Um,
Definitely.
a lot of ups and downs. Talk about some of the things that, helped you to get through those and keep going. Because I think a lot of the times people, they quit or they give up on their business. How did you get through the tough times of entrepreneurship?
My mother. My mother, she said one thing when I had my store, and I was in a store in Sharon Hill for 12, 13 years. And about
Mm-hmm.
4 years in, it wasn't making sense. It just was not making sense. And I told my mother, I said, and I'm getting teary eyed now. I told her, I said, Mom, I'm giving it up. I'm quitting. My mother said to me, flat foot, eye to eye, you can get tired. She said, why? I said, Mom, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting people for money. I'm just tired. I'm tired of begging people for stuff that I should be receiving. I shouldn't have to do that. She said, you can get tired, but you will never ever quit.
I love her.
And that's what
This
keeps
is
me going.
Angelique
You can
calling.
get tired, you can have a
I
day
know she.
down, but you can't quit. You can't quit. You have to keep on going. And then when one area, because fashion is a very spurty business, so when one area is down, find something else to do to keep you up, um, until you get back where you want to be. It used to be prom
Mm-hmm.
season for me, but now it's year round because, like I said, I'm doing the popcorn. I'm just starting this hair care line, and there's other things that I can do. But networking is very important. You have to
Mm-hmm.
market yourself. That is very important. And then all the avenues of social media, the Instagrams, is a lot to keep up with. For me, I'm gonna say seasoned person, because you gotta be the receptionist, you gotta be the bookkeeper, you gotta get some garments out. But social media, if you keep it up, Instagrams, the Facebooks, just keep them going. It's out there. You just gotta roll and just change with the time. So that
Absolutely.
is
That is so key, right? The times everybody needs somebody to say to them, don't give up. A lot of the times it is our mother or somebody that's extremely close to us that don't want to see all our hard work that we have built up go in vain. So what would you have done if you quit? Look at your business, you know?
yeah.
So, absolutely. I think that is huge. So, I guess if you could say three things to a budding entrepreneur who has those ups and downs, but wants to be successful, one is don't quit. What else would you say?
Don't quit. Pray hard, and pray again. Listen to God for wisdom. Um, and keep going. Even when you don't feel like working, keep going. Just keep going. Gotta keep going.
The only time you fail is if you quit,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So that is huge. And so what I'm gonna do is Tahid Burke on. I'm not sure if he joined us. He is the individual that's going to be closing us out. I'm not sure if he's having some connection issues. I know that one of my other guests two of my other guests are having connection issues. But while we're trying to get them situated in the background, that is one of the biggest things that I had to learn. You can't do the stop and start, the stop and start, the stop and start, or the quit, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
every time that you do that, you lose momentum, right? And then now you're faced with, I quit, and now I have to try to build this back up, and that momentum is hard to build it back up if you are if you quit or if you slow down. So
Right.
some of those other things that I've learned, I would definitely say positive talk, right? What are you telling yourself? What are you looking in the mirror and saying to yourself? Who are you listening to, right? Not just what you say to yourself, but who are you listening to? Are they like Leslie's mother, who encourage and inspire them to keep going? Or are you around people who are negative all the time, who don't have anything good to say to you, who don't support you, but got their hand out for something that you have available? So, who are you talking? Who are you listening to? And what are you saying to yourself? Affirmations are extremely important
Yep.
in my world. I have to, I have to motivate and encourage myself. But I also want to always be around people who
Yeah.
are lifting me up, right? Who are pushing me and coaching me and guiding me to get to the next level. It is the more that you allow the negative to fill your cup, the emptier it becomes. So that is what I would say. So I do see that we have my other guest, and he's here, and I do want to take some time to share with him, for him to share with us. This has been such a, I don't know if you're local, you have heard that there is a black owned beauty supply store that is on McDade Boulevard. And if you understood all that this business owner has gone through to become successful and be able to open his business, I just had to have him on so that he could share, for the Juneteenth edition, him having a black owned hair store. And honestly, it's a rare breed. There's a whole group of people who dominate and really benefit from our consumer dollar. So, Job, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, yes. How you?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the
Thank,
call. I'm ecstatic and honored to have you on.
thank
Do
you,
me a favor and tell us about Paradise Hair Beauty Supply.
thank you so much. First of all, I just want to thank you for this great opportunity for me to come on here so that we can share ideas
Absolutely.
for your audience as well and your guests, everyone out here watching and listening. God bless you all. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Tell us how this whole thing came to be. How did this happen? I'm sure it was years in the making. Tell
Yeah.
us, tell us how you got here.
Yes. Originally, like I said, my name is Job. Job G. Boateng. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa. And, I've been working at her store for over close to 18 years. And like I said, I was once upon a time a dishwasher. I work in the Brew Martini second market. And I switched to work in a hair store all these years. And I said to myself, one day I'm not just going to be a worker in a hair store, but one day I'm going to own my own beauty supply. And me working with them and thinking that when you have the money, you can just go out and just open the shop. That was no, it doesn't come that easy. I never
No.
never knew the encounterment, like the complication that comes with this business. And as far as being black, in this business, the minority. And like I said, my last job that I worked in was a beauty supply store before I opened my shop. And I told
Mhm.
them that this is my idea. I wanted to go do my own in 7 months from now. I got fired the same day. They fired me the same day. So when I came up to put this up together, I couldn't find products like to sell. And then I come to find out that it was the stores that are around me that calling the vendors not to sell it to me. And it was a big challenge. Like I was almost giving up. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do this again. But like I said, you can't keep working for somebody the rest of your life. Whatever you learn, you have to also put in use for yourself. And there's nothing better for working for yourself than working with somebody. So I faced a whole lot of challenge, putting this store together. And by the grace of God, um, I have one sister that's a nurse that came in make a video, and the store went viral. And since then, it has made a great, 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 great difference. And People are coming in day and night showing love, and it has been amazing. Yeah.
Indeed. And we are so excited that you are blossoming. And how long has Paradise Hair Beauty Supply been in operation?
Since October 29th, 2022.
All these businesses that popped up during the pandemic, right?
Yes.
Which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I have heard stories which made me hurry up and come in and bring my money to your store.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you faced from other hair stores when it came to you opening up shop?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you. A whole lot. A whole lot. Like I said earlier, when I first opened the shop, in my mind, I think once you open the shop, you have your licenses, you can call the vendors and get stuff. But
Mhm.
remember, the vendors, all these vendors are the same kind as the people that own this kind of stores. So they call all the vendors on me, like telling them not to sell me stuff. Not just that alone, they just threaten them. If they sell it to me and they find out that I'm selling it, they will close the account. So the vendors are scared to sell it to me. So it was a very big challenge. Like, you invest money and then um, you can't find stuff to buy. And then customers are coming in asking for particular stuff and you can't produce to them. You don't have it. And it's very, very painful to see the customers walking out. And people will come over here for one thing. If you don't have it, if they're supposed to buy shampoo and all the other stuff with it, they will stop because they want to buy everything in one spot. So if you don't have that particular hair or whatsoever, they will leave. So these people are very gang up. And I remember I called one of the store. The vendor told me that if I contact the stores around me and they approve, they say okay, he don't mind giving me the hair the stuff to sell. So I called the store. It's around me, and he was like, who told you to come in this game? And this is so game. And then you have a small store. I have 13,000 square foot, and you trying to compete with me. Let's see how you're gonna survive. I thought was he just saying his mind, but not knowing that he has called the company not to sell it to me. So up to date that I'm talking to you, I still don't have the top four companies, which is I have Outre and Model, but I'm buying through somebody, and
Mhm.
that costs me money
Sure.
because the person who are selling it to me, I have to give them money plus paying for my stuff. So it's not an easy thing. And then me being black in this business, you have to pay everything up front, everything cash deal. So it's very, very, very tough. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I definitely want everyone who can hear the sound of my voice to go down to Paradise Hair Beauty Supply if you are local. Even if it's a hike, maybe you coming from the other end of McDade Boulevard. But we really, really would love it if you would support this individual. Imagine saying to someone, I know your customers look like you, but you better not do business with them.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy to me, where the people that don't look like us are trying to stop the people who do look like us from being able to buy from people who look like us. So I definitely wanted your message on please, please, please keep doing what you're doing. I know that it's challenging and tough, and I know that there's a lot of adversities, and you having to pay for things up front and things like that. I just want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. We're very, very excited. Where is your store located?
I'm located at 300 McDade Boulevard, Collindale, PA 19023.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, like I said, I cannot thank you enough for gracing us with your presence. I know you literally just closed the store a couple of minutes ago, so thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yes.
I'm very, very happy. So, where do you see Paradise Hair Beauty Supply going while we're getting our other guests situated? Where do you see this vision? What's your vision?
Um, Number one, my vision is I pray that we have a lot of black people coming into this business. So we have the majority of this owners of this business will be black people. But I know for sure with God, this business will be franchised all over the country. And I believe in myself. I believe in God, and I'm not backing up. We keep it up. Black Power. We fighting forward, and I see myself growing bigger. Like in the next couple months, I'm about to even expand my store to the next door, so it'll
Nice.
be bigger. And we're coming up with an online store. Hopefully by next week, you can order it online wherever you are across the country. You
Oh,
can DoorDash locally, Uber pickup, and if you live within the city, like 2 5 minutes away, we deliver it to you for free.
oh wow. Now that's definitely different,
Yeah,
right? Because a
yeah,
lot of the time, excuse me, we gotta go to the store. So that's amazing. So you're gonna have Uber, you have delivery that's close by, and the whole nine. So that's definitely different that you could probably corner the market on. It's nothing worse than getting down to your last pack of hair
as
and you gotta run out to the store. So absolutely. I know you said when your sister came in and did a video and it went viral.
yeah.
Was that like your aha moment? Like this is really happening and we're here to stay.
Yes, yes. Because before she came, all those like I wasn't expecting it like the store to pick up, or it was very struggle. Like for the first week, first month, second month, third month was hard. And after the video shoot off, like I was like, yes, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus. This is it. And like I said, since then, people are showing love every single each day. And let me tell you, people may think that black people don't support each other, but unless you mess with one or you touch one, you see the love coming. Yes, it
That's
has.
a beautiful thing. I'll speak to the customer service when I come in the store. You are greeted by everybody in there. This gentleman comes from behind the register to put the change in your hand with your receipt. The customer service is top notch, and I know that that's something that people have had issues with when it came to supporting Black owned businesses, that the customer service wasn't where it needed to be, or whatever the case may be. But I can tell you that it has been absolutely amazing to see the customer service, to see the experience. In some of the other stores you go in and they might be not exactly, they might be following you around, or they might be excessive with do you need something, can I help you, things like that. There's positive music playing, and the whole nine. So that is, I don't know if that's what you were striving for, but how many people do you have employed?
Right now we including me four, so my work is out.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
and is family. Is this a family thing?
Uh, well, from different places, but in here we are one family.
I
Yeah,
know. Okay. Okay. Fantastic.
yeah.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So, is there anything that you would like to leave the viewers with? Before we let you go, I didn't get to talk to you probably as long as I got to talk to some of the other hosts, because I know that you were closing the store. Is there anything that you want to leave with the audience on this Juneteenth edition of our Entrepreneur Spotlight?
Okay. One thing I'll tell everyone is that whatever that you want, believe in yourself, believe in God, number one, and number two, believe in yourself. Never give up. If you try something that don't work, it doesn't mean that all hope I've lost. There's always another way to restart and become greater than before. Never give up. Work harder, and continue to. Life is process. Don't
Mhm.
expect it to be good tomorrow. Whatever you put in, if you plant a seed today, it don't grow tomorrow. It takes time. So even during this winter time, you see all the trees leave their roots, their leaves, but they still hold them tight and hope for better days to come. And then when summer comes, you see all that leaves come back to life again. It means that whatever you do today, you fail, does not mean that you cannot become successful. And never feel comfortable sitting in one place. Always reposition yourself to be revived and become great.
Where's your braid hair?
Are you still open?
So I actually forgot to lock the door.
Well, we will let you go so that you can tend to your customer. But again, please go down to Paradise Hair Beauty Supply and support this gentleman who doesn't just have a positive outlook, but is trying to do something good in the community by showing us and blazing a trail, showing us that we can do this, right? We can open a black owned business store. We can, we can open hair stores. We can, excel and do things that people normally think that we can't do. For such a long time,
Hmm.
it has been one particular group that has dominated the market when it comes to the beauty supply store. And there was another chain too, but that's actually a big chain. So this local store, to walk in and see that somebody might actually be able to tell you what's the best moisturizer for your type of hair, is very, very important.
Yes.
So, I just can't thank you enough for taking the time out to come on and showcase your business on this entrepreneur spotlight.
Thank you too. I feel honored and I appreciate you. Thank you, Paradise.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, what we are going to do at this point, because I don't think that our other guest has been able to get on or had some technical difficulties with getting on, but he had a message that he was going to be sharing with us. Really, just talking about, okay, we're now celebrating Juneteenth, but what comes next, right? Some of the things that you have seen on this show, right, have talked about, advancing when it comes to creating wealth, creating income, having knowledge and things like that. And I do see that we have him on. Nobody can talk about it quite like this gentleman. I've been having the pleasure of his coaching and his mentorship, and hopefully he can spread his message even further. I just He invited us to his house one year, and we got a chance to see, what wealth looks like. And he didn't have an easy beginning; he had a rough start. And to watch his business and watch him transform and have the knowledge and the insight. This guy should probably be he should be on somebody's YouTube doing daily affirmations. But I'm gonna bring up my one of my mentors and a friend in the business, Mr. Tahi Burke. Are you there? Oh, I see you. Hey,
How you doing? Can you hear me clear?
I can. It's a little, little distant, but I can hear you.
Okay. What about now?
That's good.
Okay, good. Cause you're a little foggy, but I hope that you can hear me clear.
I can. So, Tahi, spend some time talking with us about what comes after Juneteenth and how we can keep advancing as a people, close the wealth gap, and really just have some better times financially. The statistics in our communities are staggering when it comes to wealth generation, wealth creation, and all of that stuff. So, just give us a few minutes and just talk about what comes next.
Okay. So first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to get on a call. For everybody that's listening in, that will listen in, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to the information that we're about to share with you. So I want to just start with June 10th, right? what is the purpose, what is the reason behind Juneteenth. So basically what they stated is that it was a 250,000 people that were enslaved that they said now you can be free. But the question is, were we really free, and are we really free? And I believe that we as individuals, we really never can be free unless we put ourselves in position where we can have some form of ownership. And if we think about, Oklahoma City and Black Wall Street, how our people were operating businesses and we were transferring money within the community. We had businesses and we were doing business with each other. Nowadays, we don't want to do business with each other. And I think if we can start changing our mindset to be business owners, number one, and number two, us supporting other minorities that run their own business, right? And then the next thing is this. When we open businesses, right? Most of us open businesses. Our business model is geared towards one ethnic group of people. So therefore, what we do is we limit the opportunity for us to expand globally and to have a global business. We think narrow-minded. Well, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to provide a brand that benefits my community. Well, the question is, who else outside of your community is going to buy that brand if the brand is specific for a community? Now, if we establish a brand that's specific for the world to participate in, the world to benefit from, the world to be attracted to, then we can create billions of dollars, right? So what we have to do is start thinking differently. Number one, we're not really free until we have ownership. Number two, we have to support each other. And number three, when we create a business, when we build a brand, that brand has to have the potential to go global, not just a community-based brand. Does that make sense, Alethea?
It definitely makes sense, right? I look at your brand, which started from, your journey as an entrepreneur, building an amazing business in financial services, and now you're walking, talking affirmation with Succeed Anyway. And I have watched you build where you are not. Succeed Anyway has no color, it has no ethnicity, it has nothing. It just taps into whatever it is that you are going through, whether you're a man, woman, whatever your race is. This is an affirmation to that you say to yourself, like, I still have to succeed anyway, I have to win. And I see that your marketing and things like that, it encompasses everybody. So it absolutely makes sense.
Absolutely. And also, I believe that we as individuals, we need to look at ourselves as a brand, right? Let's say you represent or you work with a particular company, right? So the company is not your brand. The company is its own brand. We have to create our brand within ourselves, and that's how you can start creating an opportunity where we can start being worth and being valued because we are creating our own brand within ourselves, right? We are a corporation. Every individual is a corporation, and you have to market yourself as such. And I want to talk about like the 5 stages of wealth creation. Now, this is my personal opinion. This is my personal experience, or what I feel are the stages for people to build wealth, to build assets, to build financial freedom in America. So the first stage of wealth creation is that you have to have a business. You have to own a business, even if you start that business on a part-time basis and build your way from being part-time to full-time. But you have to figure out something that you can do outside of working a 9-to-5 job that can help you create an opportunity where you can have unlimited income. The second thing, stage to wealth creation is you have to start a mutual fund right away, whether a person feel they can start saving or not. As soon as they start a business, as soon as they go in business for themselves, they have to start putting money away in a diversified portfolio of mutual funds so they can get accustomed to starting to have a systematic approach to saving money and building assets. Now, once a person have their own business, once they start investing in mutual funds, the third part of that wealth creation stage is owning individual stocks. Now, I'm not talking about buying stocks that's highly aggressive and these companies that's very speculative. I'm talking about owning stock in companies that have a strong portfolio, a strong history of outperforming the market, a strong history of paying high dividends. So now, when I have my business, I have my mutual fund portfolio, and then I graduate from having a business, having a mutual fund portfolio, to owning individual stocks. And then once I save enough money, where I have $150,000, $200,000, then you can start looking at having home ownership. Home ownership is one of the most powerful ways that you can build wealth in America. Now, when people buy houses, they buy a house where, okay, I'm going to live in this house. Well, what about buying a house that's a duplex? What about buying a house where you live up the top and you renovate the bottom where you can have a separate entrance, you can have a kitchenette down in your basement, and you rent your basement out. So if you have a house, and every single one of my houses, except for one of my houses, I made money off of it. I did not buy one house that did not create revenue for me. And I'm not talking about revenue as a result of, okay, I buy a house, I live in it, then I sell it, then I make money. No. If you think about that phase of your life, look at buying a house. Well, if you buy a $500,000, $700,000 house, you got to put $60,000, $70,000 down. Then you got to pay 3% closing. And then when you live in a house, you got to pay for maintenance, repairs, renovation and all that. And then when you're ready to sell the house, they're going to charge you 6% to sell your house. Then you got to pay all the additional fees. And by the time you sell your house, if you think you're walking away with $100,000, just calculate how much you put into the house, how much you paid for closing costs, how much you paid to sell a house. You're really not making money off a home that you actually live in. So now, my philosophy is I'm going to own a home that I'm going to make money off of. I'm not going to own any houses that I do not make revenue from the houses that I own. Now, once I start having home ownership, if I own one house, I can get 2 or 3 or 4 houses. We can buy houses in communities that's up and coming. See, a lot of people like Detroit, Philadelphia, Baltimore, we look at these places. Well, I'm not going to buy a house for $30,000 or $40,000 in the hood. Well, what do you think people do? They renovate the hood, and then they get the hood to the point where people can't afford the houses that's in the hood. People that's been in homes for years sell their homes, right, for little to no money, and they leave the community, and then somebody else come in and build up the community. Why can't we build up our communities? Why can't we create a Wall Street on our street? Right? I knew where I grew up at. If you can go to where you grew up at, why can't you create a Wall Street on the street that you grew up at? Why can't you buy houses? Why can't we buy homes that's 30, 40, 50,000? But big, nice, beautiful homes, it's just that the neighborhoods are not conducive, for growth at this particular point, but that don't mean they won't be. I bought a house in Baltimore. When I started buying houses in Baltimore, people told me I was crazy. You shouldn't buy a house in Baltimore. Why are you buying houses in Baltimore? Now, all the real estate agents that's from the D.C. area that told me not to buy houses, they in Baltimore selling houses. So we got to be ahead of the curve. If we want to create wealth, we got to make moves when people tell us we shouldn't make moves. We got to go right when everybody else is going left. And the fifth stage of wealth creation is once you get to the point where you have saved money and you have start owning homes, now you have assets. We can take these assets After you understand the business that you're in, the business that you built, you have created revenue, you understand the business, the one business that you build, because I believe you only can build one business at a time. You can run several businesses, but you can only build one business. You got to focus 100% on that one business, right? But once you have ran that business and understand that business is running without you having to be a part of it, then I believe you should take part of your money and buy or build other businesses. If you look at Bill Gates, if you look at some of the big time people that have done the Rockefellers, you look at the moves they made. They built one business, then they took their money, their revenue, and they started creating other opportunities to have continuous cash flow. So the fifth stage of wealth creation is to use your revenue that you have accumulated, that you have built, and build other opportunities to employ people in our communities. Now, I want to finish with this. The first, when you do your 5 stages, number 1, owning a business. Number 2, investing in mutual funds. Number 3, owning individual stocks. Number 4, having home ownership. Number 5, investing the money that you have made. Start building the money that you have made by buying and building other businesses. Now, I believe that a person should save their money until they accumulate a certain amount of money. Then you have to build your money. So while you're building your business, you should be saving your money. So while you're building your business, you should be saving your money. Then you have to get to a point where you take the money that you save and you build your money. And once you start building your money, you'll have multiple streams of revenue coming in without you physically having to be the one to generate that revenue, if that makes sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense. It's creating a passive income stream that doesn't stop even if you wanted to. Right.
Absolutely.
If you wanna stop, but you have built all these things, you have all these funnels of wealth creation. When you wanna stop, you'll stop, but the businesses and the things that you've built will continue to bring in income.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, you dropped some nuggets in a short period of time to get us thinking, right? You've spoken before about mutual funds, right? But there's some viewers who don't know the difference between a mutual fund and a mutual friend. Um, Talk a little bit about mutual funds, because individual stocks are one thing, and a lot of people will look at individual stocks and they're looking at all the top ones. But talk about why a mutual fund before purchasing individual stocks.
Well, with the reason that first of all, mutual fund is a large portfolio of over 100 different stocks. So instead of buying an individual stock, you can buy a mutual fund and have ownership in over 100 different companies. And the benefit of having a mutual fund is you can start with $50 or $100 a month, and you can do a systematic investment. And it's 3 ways that you make money off a mutual fund. Number 1, you make money through dividends, which are paid out every 3 months. The dividends are then reinvested to buy more shares. The second way you earn money is through capital gains, which are paid out once a year. The capital gains can be used to purchase more shares. You reinvest the shares. And the third way is through growth. So if I buy a share today in my mutual fund portfolio for $12, over a period of time, that share price is going to fluctuate. But over a period of time, the same shares that cost you $12, 5 years from now, could be worth $20. So now you had 3 opportunities where you can make money by investing in a mutual fund portfolio. You also limit your risk, although there are risks in all investments, but you can limit your risk by investing in a mutual fund portfolio. And then you have several types of fund. You have a government portfolio, which is conservative. You have a moderate, which is between a balance and growth. You have a growth. You have an aggressive growth. You have international. You have sector funds. So you have a different range of places that you can actually put your investments in. So once a person start understanding and investing in mutual funds, then they become a little bit more sophisticated, if you will, or a little bit more risk tolerant, and then they can start owning individual stock. And when you start owning individual stock, of course, there has more risk involved in owning an individual stock, but the rewards can be mind-boggling if you are investing in the right vehicle. Just to give you an idea about individual stocks, there's a company called Primerica. The stock with Primerica was trading about 3 or 4 years ago about $80 and $89 a share. Right, so a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to buy that stock. Well, that same stock is trading about $198 a share. So 4 years later, you look at a stock that more than doubled. Look at a company like Facebook. Facebook is trading over $270 a share. Just last year, it was about $80 or $90 a share because the market dropped. And I put on, I sent a message that said, this is the time that you should be putting your money to work when the market is down. And this is where people create wealth. People create wealth during downtimes. You become a millionaire during adversity. You don't become a millionaire during great times. During adversity is where you prepare yourself to take advantage of the good times. You got to plant the seed before you reap the harvest, and that's how you're going to start creating wealth through investing. That's how you create wealth through building a business. During your downtimes, during your adversity, during the struggles, during the disappointments, is when you where you build the character necessary to have the right, if you will, to be successful in business.
Boom. That was huge. And people need to hear that over and over and over again, that millionaires are made when things look volatile. So when you're going in and you're selling, because you see that the market's not doing so hot, there's a whole bunch of Tahit Burks that are coming in and buying low, right? Because he understands that the market is going to rise and fall, and when it shoots back up, it's going to shoot back even higher, probably than when he purchased it. So I just wanted to kind of point that out for people, and it's not as expensive as people think. Oh, I gotta have a lot of money to invest and things like that. I'm watching people use their life insurance to invest, or borrow from themselves to be their own bank, and all these different things. That's not the best way to grow the money the way that you need to grow it. We'll dive into that another time when we talk about compound interest. But ultimately, you just dropped some major keys, some serious jewels, right, to wealth generation. So before I let you go, take some time and tell us how we can find you on social media. Talk about the store, talk about Cherry Hill, talk about some of the things that are brewing and what you got going.
Well, I am on Facebook under Tahit Burke. I'm on Instagram under Tahit_Sharif. We also have our page Succeed Anyway. I think it's a very interesting page that we have. So I like everybody to take a look and look up the page Succeed Anyway on Instagram as well as on Facebook. I believe that it was one other thing you wanted me to mention.
Your hometown stuff, Cherry Hill, and what you're doing with that.
Yeah, so we have created a Hall of Fame for my community in Cherry Hill, Baltimore, Maryland. We are having actually a ceremony to induct more individuals into the Cherry Hill Hall of Fame, which is coming up September the 16th, 2023. And in addition to that, we are unveiling the prior year Hall of Famers in a 15,000 square foot facility that the city of Baltimore allowed us to utilize to create a Hall of Fame, which never been done in any community in the history of America. We're going to create history that's never been ever done. And I believe that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 100 years from now, this will be the monument for all communities, as communities throughout America start creating Hall of Fame to recognize people that grew up in an inner city and became successful despite the odds and challenges and adversities that they faced in life. So this is probably, of all the things I've ever accomplished in life, this to me is the top of the list, because this is something that will be a lasting legacy for not only the Cherry Hill community, but for people that have grew up in that community, people that have grew up in the inner city, and now these people names can live forever, in the history of the world. So it's a big deal. It's a big situation. We're going to have all types of people that's going to be there, dignitaries, the mayor, the governor, people that's going to be there to witness what's about to unfold in September the 16th, 2023.
Fantastic. Well, I just wanted you to be able to plug everything that you've got going on. So I will let you go. I know you're on the move, but that will conclude our episode. I can't thank everybody enough that came on and shared their time with us for this Juneteenth episode, where we want to create wealth, right? Have more and more of these conversations, right? Less of the other things that aren't making us money or helping us to create wealth generationally. So that's what these conversations, these shows and things are for, so that we can move the culture forward, so that we don't keep seeing some of the same God, I can't even talk. The statistics that we are seeing when it comes to our community. So Leslie, Dulcida, and Tawheed, and Job, I cannot thank you all enough for getting on and sharing your time with us. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you again, and have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
For having
Thank you
us.
so much. Appreciate it.
My
Have a good
pleasure.
one.
Y'all
Everybody
too.
Have a
be
good night,
blessed.
everybody.
All right,
All
too.
right.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station. Listen, man, let's cultivate together. Bring us all your show ideas.